Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Sheriff Mickey Steins appeared before a judge as a discussion began about his qualifications for public assistance. And the search continues for Trish Walters as it enters its 11th day with no sign of where she could be.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Madison Carmouche. We're at 5:30 this Thursday morning, and Tim was saying before we got started, it is Friday Eve. Aren't we all excited? But it's still a First Alert weather day, so let's send it over to him for a look at our First Alert forecast.
We're definitely excited when we look at the calendar and realize what day of the week it is, Madison. But when we look at the weather data this morning, concerns as we make our way through tonight into tomorrow regarding the heavy rainfall and that potential for flash flooding. Hold on one second, guys. Let's hit the old arrow button and we should be able to rock and roll as we have the excessive rainfall outlook for today. A lot of us across southern into eastern Kentucky, yes, in a level 2. Level 1 as you make your way toward the Mountain Parkway up towards 64. We are all in the level 2 outlook as we head through the day on Friday as the inundation of rainfall will be in full swing. 61 outside our door right now here in Hazard. And yes, this is the rainfall we're tracking, steadiest from Harlan to Pikeville over into the Virginias. And this will actually be backing in to the west and northwest. So those of us just with some spotty showers or nothing at all right now from Jackson to Moorhead as you make your way toward Powell and Stanton counties, don't worry, this is headed your way. All right, here's the outlook. As we head through the next 12 hours, the rain overspreads the region. We pick up the breeze. We'll have a thunderstorm or two as well, and a high, that's it, up to 71. More about the ARH First Alert 7-day forecast in a few moments. Madison?
All right, Tim, thank you. An Eastern Kentucky sheriff appeared before a judge yesterday to answer to murder charges. Sheriff Mickey Steins is accused of killing District Judge Kevin Mullins. In court, there was discussion about whether Steins qualifies for public assistance. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on what transpired.
A sheriff charged with the capital crime of murder.
Your Honor, he would enter a plea of not guilty and request a date for preliminary hearing.
Sheriff Mickey Steins is accused of shooting Judge Kevin Mullins after the two had an argument in Mullins' office Thursday. Jackie Steele was appointed special prosecutor and presided over the arraignment Wednesday.
But this is any case to me. I'm not going to treat it, it's going to be treated any different one way or the other. It'll be just like every other case, every other murder case I've prosecuted in my 20 plus years as prosecutor.
For now, Sheriff Mickey Steins remains here in the Leslie County Jail, which is about an hour from Letcher County. There was no mention of any kind of bail or reduction in bail during the hearing this morning.
It's due to the fact that you aren't indigent.
There was debate in the hearing over whether Steins qualified for a public defender.
Sir, it's my understanding that he's in the process of losing his job as the sheriff of Letcher County, obviously, and will not have income going forward. His family is not prepared for this eventuality. And again, I think the cost of defending one of these cases can reach well into the several $100,000.
The judge agreed to let a public defender represent Steins to the preliminary hearing, which will be next Tuesday. But if he is indicted, he may have to find paid counsel. Leslie County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
The judge said that state police will transport Steins to his next court hearing in Morgan County next week. Here is some background information about Sheriff Mickey Steins. Steins is 43 years old and lived in the McRoberts community. He was formerly a bailiff in district court prior to being elected sheriff in 2018. This was his second term as the Letcher County Sheriff. We interviewed Steins as recently as last month about a drug bust. On Sunday, Irvin police in Estill County reported a theft of rape agate pieces from a gemstone of rare agate pieces from a gemstone show. Now they need help identifying and finding the suspect. Police say a man pocketed some rare agate from a vendor there. The man reportedly took 2 necklaces and a pocket knife worth $1,000 in total. Police say the man left alone in a black Jeep. They have not been able to identify the man, so they are asking for help from anyone who lives in the surrounding areas. The Pikeville Police Department and Kentucky State Police are searching for a missing woman, with one Pike County family asking the public to help them find answers as they close out the 10th day without her and entered the 11th. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has the latest.
Patricia Trish Walters has been missing from the Pike County area since September 15th.
Right now, myself, Kentucky State Police, we're investigating this solely as a missing persons case. We're not investigating anything criminal at this point.
Leaving her children, family, friends, and co-workers with nothing but questions.
So we always talk about irony, Trish, and it's ironic that it's falling rain outside more than normal. We know that rain eventually stops, which brings sunshine. You are our sunshine. You are loved, and we all just miss you. Please reach out to anyone and let them know you are okay, even if you don't want to be found. I need you. We all need you. We miss your pet presence. I love you more.
Walters, also known as Trish Fleming, is believed to have traveled throughout the region, with stops in Port Smith, Ohio, where police say she picked up the man they believe she is still with, Chris McGee.
We just really want to know that she's okay. You know, just let us know you're okay, that you're happy, that you're where you want to be.
And while a few tips have come through about the duo, she and her silver Chevy Spark have not been located since a stop in the London area.
Any little tip that you can call in, you need to call in. Any hunch that you get whatsoever, or anything you see out of the corner of your eye that may even resemble her or her vehicle.
Investigators say they hope to see the search end with the best case scenario, hoping Walters or anyone she is in contact with will reach out.
She really doesn't even need to disclose to me her location or anything if she doesn't want to, but I do need to make contact with her, and I need to see that she's okay and that she doesn't need any type of help.
Saying no tip is too small if they could help find Trish. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Investigators say Walters has visible arm tattoos, one sleeve of floral designs on her right arm and a blackout tattoo on her left forearm. Her car is a silver Chevy Spark with many decals and stickers. The license plate number for the car is C5J419. Any tips should be called into the Pikeville Police at 606-437-6236 or KSP at 606-433-7711. A man wanted for questioning in connection with the death of his wife has been arrested on outstanding warrants in West Virginia. Huntington police say Robert Daniels was arrested on outstanding felony warrants yesterday afternoon in Mingo County. Daniels was also wanted for questioning in connection with the death of his wife. Michelle Daniels was found with severe injuries at a home in Huntington Friday. She later died at the hospital. In Lee County, 3 people are busted for reportedly trying to get drugs into the Three Forks Regional Detention Center. The Sheriff's Department says Cheyenne Haddix, Eric Smith, and Jeremy Patton had a plan to bring the drugs into the jail. But thanks to the jail staff and the Lee County jailer, that plan failed. Haddix was charged with trafficking in controlled substance and promoting contraband. Patton and Smith were charged with conspiracy to promoting contraband. Police in Laurel County have arrested a woman after it was discovered she had several warrants here in Kentucky. Officers with London PD's investigation section and the LaGrange Police Department out of Oldham County were told where to find Roberta Paget and take her into custody. In addition to having 7 outstanding warrants in Kentucky, she was wanted out of 9 states. One charge includes theft by deception. She was taken to the Oldham County Detention Center. Several school districts in Kentucky are continuing to deal with threats. Many of them were made after the school shooting at Appalachia High School in Georgia. Now, multiple students across the state are facing felony charges in connection to the threats. FBI Special Agent in charge Michael Stansberry says his agency responded to about 80 threats in more than 40 Kentucky counties this month.
We may not know who the person is, but we know where that information came from, that we can put agents out on the street typically that night, pairing up with local law enforcement and going and knocking on someone's door to try and resolve it.
Special Agent Stansberry says he hopes providing mental health resources and community aversion programs could help change the trend. As the November election gets closer, Kentucky lawmakers are continuing to discuss Amendment 2, a proposed change to the state's constitution regarding school funding. If approved, lawmakers would be able to divert tax dollars to schools outside the public school system. Supporters say it will give families more options. Opponents say it will hinder the public school system.
And we've had the Supreme Court say that we can't do that according to the Constitution. So that's why the amendment was put on the ballot, to let the people decide about changing the Constitution to allow parents to make these kinds of choices in the future.
The measure is on this November's ballot. We have an update on State Senator Johnny Turner of Harlan County. You may remember the senator, who represents several counties in our area, was involved in a lawnmower incident. Dustin Isaacs with the Senate Majority Caucus provided a statement about Senator Turner's condition. It says, quote, he recently had his first physical therapy assessment, is physically improving and remains in good spirits. Although he's still in some pain and remains in the ICU, we are confident in the strength and resilience he continues to exhibit. We're all optimistic about his continued positive progress and ask all Kentuckians to keep him and his family in their prayers. When we return, Disney lovers everywhere are creating new accounts for Disney Plus as it begins to crack down on account sharing.